Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll show you a horror film, Don't Kill Me. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The movie begins where a thrill-seeking young couple, Robin and Mirta, are having a road trip on a highway in the middle of the mountain. Robin closes his eyes while driving at high speed, instructing Mirta to guide him to navigate the car on the curvy highway. In a few moments, Mirta sees a tractor coming from the opposite direction, which makes her nervous. She then tells Robin to open his eyes, but he refuses to do so until their car nearly hits the tractor. After barely avoiding the tractor, Robin laughs in ecstasy, while Mirta gets angry. The couple soon arrives in a desolate quarry, where Robin prepares his drugs. Mirta tells him to quit it, but he replies he won't do that just because she insisted. Mirta is afraid that he might die from it sooner or later, but Robin promises they will be together forever, and not even death can separate them. He utters that if they die, they will come back, so they can be together again. Soon, the couple shares the damn thing and gets high together. However, the couple suffers from a drug overdose, leading to their death. Mirta's parents soon come to the morgue and see their dead bodies. The father, who disapproves of Robin, blames him for Mirta's death. Despite the father's disapproval, the mother decides to bury them together as Mirta's last wish. Later on, the couple gets buried together in the cemetery, where they share their final resting place. Weirdly enough, Mirta miraculously revives from her death and crawls out of her burial place. She then begins to sob after seeing Robin is still dead in his burial place. After that, Mirta roams around until she reaches the road in the woods. There, she remembers the first time she met Robin, who was with his adventurous friends during that time. Their eyes met, but they did not have the chance to talk. Mirta soon came to the bar where they met again, and finally had the chance to know each other, marking the beginning of their love. Back to the present, Mirta sneaks to her family's house. There, she checks on her sleeping mother, who is still grieving her death. She then proceeds to go to her room. Her mother feels her presence, and wakes up to follow her. The mother initially thinks that she might be seeing Mirta's ghost. The mother then touches Mirta, confirming Mirta is alive in blood and flesh. Mirta hears her father coming, so she runs away from their house. This leads to the mother's depression, as she is left longing for her beloved daughter. The mother did not speak about her miraculous revival to the father, since he might not believe it. At night, Mirta roams around the woods. Suddenly, she notices there comes a secret group of mysterious men, called Bainandanti. The Bainandanti is led by an old man with a cane, named Uncle Cain. The group then begins looking for her. In fear, she hides at the top of a tall tree, successfully avoiding being seen. The men only find a piece of her cloth, confirming that she is alive. She soon comes back to their burial place and finds the piece of cloth, with a warning sign from the Bainandanti group. She then notices her skin color is slowly turning gray. So, she sneaks to a restroom in a gasoline station to wipe it off. But when she washes her skin, the gray color won't come out of her skin. At the same time, her nails are starting to peel off, while her eyes are turning black in the mirror. She then wears sunglasses to hide them away. After that, she goes to the bar where she met Robin before. There, a flirtatious man, Mr. Flirt, tries to flirt her hormones out of her, but she just ignores him. Suddenly, she sees Robin's best friend, called Pink Man. In fear that Pink Man might see her, she begins hugging Mr. Flirt to hide her face. Mr. Flirt then brings her to his car outside the bar. In Mirta's family house, the mother appears to be sick, and she keeps looking for her. The father finds out that Mirta's body is gone, and the police believe someone stole it. Uncle Cain suddenly visits the father. Uncle Cain introduces himself as the leader of Bainandanti, who protects the living. He then informs the father that his daughter is still alive. The father then tearfully laughs it off, as the idea of his daughter's revival is ridiculous. In response, Uncle Cain says the father will soon see his daughter. In the meantime, Mr. Flirt brings Mirta to the desolate open quarry, where she died with Robin. Mr. Flirt forces her to have a hormone exercise with him. When she refuses, Mr. Flirt mocks her, because she smells like a stinky zombie. Mr. Flirt begins groping her, and she tries to fight back. Her eyes suddenly turn black, and she begins to take a bite on Mr. Flirt's neck. She then devours his chick neck like crushing a piece of shit, until he dies. Morning comes, Mirta comes to wash her dirty body in the lake. As she submerges her smelly self into the water, she remembers the lesson she learned from her boyfriend. During that time, Robin shared he grew up alone without a family, so he learned how to defend himself against the world. He also told Mirta that she needed to learn how to defend herself. But that time Robin said they were not alone, since they had already found each other. Back to the present, Mirta comes to a bar, where she sees the news about the dead Mr. Flirt. The police found his body, and it turns out that a murder case of a man also takes place in the quarry site a year before. Myrta steals a phone and walks out of the bar. Myrta uses the phone to call her father, but she suddenly hesitates to speak since she is afraid of her strict father. Myrta then gets tearful since she has nowhere to go and is now alone in the violent world of the living. At night, Myrta comes to their apartment. A Bainendanti watchman sees her and informs his boss about her. There, Myrta changes her clothes. As she comes to the sofa, she suddenly remembers her first hormone moments with Robin right on that sofa. That romantic memory with Robin leaves Myrta sobbing in the present, as the memory makes Myrta longing for him. As she sobs on the sofa, she suddenly hears her father with his secretary in their apartment. She then discovers that her father and his secretary are having a secret affair. Her father expresses his disappointment to Myrta after he learns that she has taken the addictives. The secretary then says it is not the father's fault, since it was Myrta's choice. After hearing the secretary's hurtful words, Myrta gets furious. So when the secretary comes to the other room alone, Myrta proceeds to attack her. The father hears the commotion and walks there, only to find Myrta devouring the secretary's flesh. He gets scared as Myrta slowly approaches him, with black eyes. The Bainendanti men soon arrive on the scene, and repeatedly shoot her. The father tries to defend her, but the Bainendanti men instantly kill him. Despite receiving several bullets, Myrta remains alive, and manages to fight back against one of the Bainendanti men. She then instantly jumps out of the window to escape. After falling to the ground, Myrta is still alive, but receives several injuries. The Bainendanti man keeps shooting at her, but she proceeds to crawl away. Fortunately, a mysterious woman in a motorcycle, called Miss Skinny, arrives on the scene to rescue her. The two then successfully drive away from the Bainendanti men to escape. Miss Skinny brings Myrta to her home, where she treats Myrta's gun wounds. Miss Skinny says that she and Myrta belong to the same human species, called Overdead, who comes back alive after violent death. There are several Overdeads, who secretly exist in the world. Meanwhile, the Bainendanti are a sect found in 1600 to hunt witches. In the present day, the Bainendanti becomes a secret global group, whose goal is to hunt the Overdead, so as to wipe them out of the living world. Bainendanti men operate secretly, and never leave a trace since they are experts willing to kill people who witness their operation. After that, Miss Skinny informs Myrta that they are now a vicious species, who have the instinct to eat human flesh. The two come to a parking lot, where they find a man abusing a woman. Miss Skinny then teaches Myrta how to eat the man properly. First, she needs to make the man unconscious without killing him. Apparently, they can only eat the flesh, if the human is still alive. Miss Skinny then teaches Myrta how to eat human flesh, without immediately killing the victim. She says that Myrta should target the stomach first rather than the neck, to keep the victim alive as long as possible. In that way, Myrta can eat more. They then proceed to devour the man's stomach flesh. In the morning, Miss Skinny with Myrta plans to find the other Overdeads, in order to be safe from the Bainendanti who are hunting them. But Myrta wants to come back to the cemetery, to wait for her boyfriend to revive. Myrta then jumps out of the car and runs away. Myrta soon arrives in the cemetery, and sees Pink Man, who is taking drugs in front of Robin's grave. She then reveals herself to him, making him think that he is hallucinating because of the drugs. She then lets him touch her, insisting that she is really alive. Pink Man then brings her to his home. There, Pink Man sees her naked body while taking a bath, making him have a hormone rage. Later, as the two hang out together, Myrta explains her condition to him. Myrta informs him that she can only eat alive people, because the dead cannot eat other dead people. Myrta asks him if he's scared. He replies that he is not scared, because he is surrounded by dead friends. It turns out, the quarry victim from the news earlier, is also a friend of Pink Man and Robin. And also, the quarry victim's body looks like it has been eaten by a werewolf, after being found. As they become sad, Pink Man begins engaging in a romantic moment with Myrta. They then dance along with the romantic music. But in the middle of the moment, Myrta's Overdead instinct kicks in, giving her the urge to devour him. Myrta pushes him away, but she slowly approaches to eat him. In order to avoid being eaten, Pink Man slits his own throat to end his pink life, with the hope that he might come back again like Myrta. After that, Myrta comes back to her senses, and grieves Pink Man's death. Meanwhile, Miss Skinny arrives at the Overdead secret meeting place. There, the front lady appears to be dead, hidden under the table, signaling that a violent event happened. Miss Skinny walks upstairs, and comes to one of the rooms in the building. To her surprise, Bainendanti men are waiting for her to arrive there. She then fights men, while Uncle Kane is just 'watching them fight. She manages to defeat the two men, and attempts to attack Uncle Kane. However, another man suddenly appears behind her and instantly attacks her using the taser, putting her to sleep. In the meantime, Myrta comes to the cemetery and opens up Robin's grave. To her surprise, her boyfriend's body is not there, revealing that he might be revived from death. A Bainandandi man arrives behind her and puts her to sleep using the taser. The Bainandandi men bring Myrta and Miss Skinny to their secret headquarters. Myrta tells Uncle Kane to just kill her, but he says it is not easy to kill an overdead like her. Apparently, they can only prevent the overdead from eating, so in that way, it will decompose, ceasing their existence. Uncle Kane then reveals that they can now defeat the overdeads, since one of the overdeads, who turns out to be Robin, joins the Bainandandi to hunt them. Myrta gets joyful upon seeing her beloved Robin. As they finally reunite, Robin takes her to their room and begins doing a smelly workout together. After that, Robin reveals to her that he knows about the overdead before their death, since he witnessed an overdead kill their friend. He then reveals that he joins Bainandandi in order to take revenge on the overdead. At this moment, Myrta realizes that Robin deliberately killed her and himself, knowing they would revive together afterward. This makes her furious, since Robin did it without asking her. As Robin proceeds to sleep, Myrta sneaks out of the room and roams around the headquarters. In one of the rooms, Uncle Kane is torturing the helpless Miss Skinny, making her appear like a rotten corpse. He keeps electrocuting her, while she keeps screaming from the pain. Apparently, Miss Skinny takes a bite on Uncle Kane's leg, leading to his leg injury. Meanwhile, Myrta finds Bainandandi men talking, and proceeds to attack them. Uncle Kane senses it, and finds blood outside of the room. Myrta comes out of nowhere and attacks him, putting him to sleep. She then frees Miss Skinny from the room, and they proceed to walk along the hallways to escape. Soon after, Bainandandi men arrive, and catch both of them. Myrta manages to free herself, and bites the leg of the Bainandandi man. She then fights back against the shitty Bainandandi men, and beats the shit out of them one after the other, until there is no one left around. After that, Miss Skinny devours the injured men, allowing her to regain her strength after the torture. Meanwhile, Robin wakes up, and finds Myrta already gone from the bed. Miss Skinny and Myrta proceed to ride the van in order to escape. Robin suddenly arrives in the scene, telling Myrta that she wanted their situation right now, since she promised that they would be together even after death. But Myrta tearfully says she has now become a monster, and the original Myrta is gone because of him. She then electrocutes Robin using the taser, putting him to sleep. After that, she rides the van, and escapes together with Miss Skinny. As they are driving away, she gets tearful on leaving Robin alone. But she thinks it is the right decision. She then comes to the city with Miss Skinny. In the end, Myrta will now secretly live in the world together with the other overdeads, who are secretly eating life human beings. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.